salute you.
All right, Ryan, wiggle about so we can see if you're.
Wiggle,
Making
wiggle,
up.
wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I'm live.
Okay, wait.
We can see you're not looking at the screen, Nerali. We see you.
I just came out to look to see Ryan wiggle. I literally stuck
Poking
my
her
head
head
out
out
of
of
the
the
pantry.
refrigerator.
Hey,
I was like, what?
That's not right.
And I just
at
saw
all.
Josh wiggling up there, and I was like, you're not Ryan. But
you
we
don't
can
know your
all
way over
wiggle.
there.
Everyone wiggle. I don't have my glasses, that's true, but
Zoom.
I don't want to be the wiggle police, because that's not a good look.
Zoom.
Oh no, is it going to be this
Zoom.
weird bug?
Zoom.
Let's go with that. Let's go with that today.
Just
Jesus. How are you control? Oh, you're doing the
eyeball.
Oh
You're
my
doing
God.
the eyeball.
Mm-hmm.
I want a snack. Oh.
This
There we
man
go.
is incorrigible.
Weird. Okay. Got it. Hooray. It's
Got 'em.
working.
Okay, cool. It's working now. Oh, this is weird. You're gonna get to see me twice.
My favorite. Two of you.
Everything looks good. I am streaming at 6,000 plus gigabits.
All the kibabits.
All the gigabits.
Okay.
Sarah, did you ever find your Home
Testing,
Depot mug?
testing.
I haven't fully unpacked yet.
Oh, okay. That's all right.
I'm not worried about it.
I'll buy you one.
Stanley?
I'm
No,
worried about
not
it.
Stanley.
Oh, thank
That
God.
cheap,
I was
that
like,
cheap
"Oh,
plastic one that I was
Stanley."
drinking out of. It
Stanley's
just
right here.
disappeared.
Okay. That would have been an emergency.
No, I'm not streaming Project Zomboid. I'm streaming Dungeons and Dragons.
Close enough, really.
Probably close my door. The whole house.
Confirm and go live. Ryan, I'd asked you if you want to co-stream, but I know that you're gonna say I don't know how to log in, and I'm streaming off my phone. And whatever.
How do you know what I sound like?
Damn.
Uh-oh. What? Oh, damn it.
What's damn it? What's happening?
No, I opened up Twitch and it just started auto playing whatever the hell was on the front page of Twitch.
Yeah, be careful about that.
Yeah, I was like, what kind of weird, like,
Especially if
hot
you
tub?
haven't spent time to curate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's absolutely some weird hot tub channel.
Yeah, I was like, what is it, like Amaranth doing push-ups in a bikini?
Who knows? This is the second week in a row we've talked about Twitch weird stuff in the beginning, so
Well, I'm grateful. Well, I actually haven't read the D&D notes that were generated.
They
I
actually
don't
didn't
think-
mention how the session ended. So I too was like, wait, we did like get found by a bunch of people, right? Like in this.
Well, I'll give you a little refresher, but no, you have not been found, though. You have been, you have made some commotions.
What? Us? Commotion?
no.
You know, I'm glad that they didn't. We talked about it for like 5 minutes, but the AI rightly knew not to talk about yankups.
The party digressed into pervy behavior.
They also didn't talk about
End
Wudao
of
like
session.
playing footsie with the great.
That didn't happen.
Yes, it did.
Nope.
A little rub-a-dub-dubbies.
New achievement. All right.
Daddy likes.
Let's go ahead and get started. So, you are on your mission to save the kingdom, save the underworld, but in order to do so, you need to escape from the Underdark with the incriminating evidence you have, head back to the surface, and try and do your best to convince everybody else that they need to join the side of the king and to stop Lord Hollis and his betrayal. You have the proof. You have rescued yourself after being caught after stealing said proof. You are now desperately trying to get back to the surface. You have a broken artifact called the Soul Siphon with you. You have documents, other evidence, including signet rings, which you have collected, and you are currently trying to escape Dweller's Den and make your way back to the city of Valorsfall. Last time you were exploring and exiting the sewers, which is where you escaped after rescuing Ratscratch from the researcher's prison, and found your way out through the sewers with the assistance and guidance of Disciple Hammersblow, one of Ratscratch's flock slash cult, which developed as a result of Ratscratch rescuing single-handedly, if you ask him, all of the prisoners held by the researchers. You reached where the water and river exited the sewers, but there was a decent-sized drop. You investigated, putzed around, found a secret exit, dodged a few traps, and jumped your way off of a approximately 30-foot drop. Some of you jumped, some of you climbed, some of you walked on walls. It was a overall decent way to get down. But one thing that you did not do is not trip all the traps on the way out, and you tripped an alarm trap, which began to signal to those around you. And you have noticed above you, now that you're standing just outside the city walls of Dweller's Den, that beacon fires are being lit in various towers along the wall, presumably responding to the trap which you all set off.
Gondor calls for aid.
Additionally, and much more immediately, you have been unable to refrain from casting spells next to the Soul Siphon, and one of them triggered an earthquake spell in your immediate vicinity. You are standing next to a wall, and a full city wall above that, so you have rocks, stones, and other debris directly above you, and there is an earthquake currently beginning to rumble through those walls. What would you like to do?
Start running
Yeah.
away from here.
Ratscratch has a thought that maybe if he casts another spell, the earthquake will stop. But thinks better of it. So let's boogie.
Are you running
Half of
along
you
the
are
wall
glowing.
or into the open away from the relative sanctuary of the wall?
Did I look up and see that there was some shit going on up there? Like there's
Yes.
people.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of nighttime. It is the Underdark. Unlike most of the Underdark, there is a little bit of residual light down here. Unfortunately, not enough to really see very well up to the top of the wall, but you can certainly see the fires being lit in the sentry towers.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna start boogieing.
Which ones of us were glowing now too? Because I know I wasn't, but I know that there's certain of us are.
The
I
fairy
don't remember
fire.
who had the fairy fire effect on them.
I know I did.
At least Yasi, and I think Wudao was also standing nearby when that went off. I don't remember if Ratscratch and Calla were there or not. So if you guys can
Cast
remember.
the spell.
I'm assuming since I'm holding the thing that is causing these effects, I'm pretty much always within the effect. So
Yes. So Wudao was nobody cast the spell. Well, triggered might be a better word. The Soul Siphon fired off the fairy fire explosion.
the glitter bomb.
Indeed. And it was unfortunate.
I thought Fairy Fire was like an AoE spell, though. Is this
It
a
is.
different version or something?
Slightly different, yep.
Okay, because I do have that spell, so it's just odd. I find it odd that it's clinging to people.
It always clings to people, even the version you have. But it always illuminates people in the area of effect for a duration. But this one seems to be slightly more sticky than the version you have.
I mean, normally it's like a cube that exists in space, but sure. Wild magic.
Where did the...
It was wild.
I made a list of the rolls since I'm sure it will happen again.
So where do we see these lights getting lit?
Along the wall that we're standing next to. So we just came out of this like hole in the wall, right?
And then we went
That had
down,
a
right?
locked door. And then we've dropped down into like it's basically farm fields, right? As far as I
Basically, yeah.
understand.
So you have a river
Okay.
in front of you, and then basically fields beginning out from there.
Right.
Okay,
And
so
then
now, okay.
we've got the wall, and then there's nothing to our right or left. It's just open fields.
So directly to your left is the river.
Okay.
Remember, the sewer exits water out. You're kind of on the right bank,
Right.
and the main graded entrance, which you did not make your way through, is kind of up and above you. You fell about 30 feet, and it's another probably 30-ish feet to the top of the wall. So it's about 60 feet up, which means that you're in a potential blind spot when you're up against the wall for them to look down and see, unless they were to kind of lean over the wall and look straight down.
So the lights that we're seeing come up, they're behind us where the cliff was that we came down from?
It's above
So
us. I think.
imagine the cliff, and then on top of the cliff is constructed city walls. And then
that's
on
where
top of that are little towers along the way, and that's where
those
you're
are
seeing the
lighting up.
lights. So you're basically 60 feet down at the bottom of the area.
And if we ran away from the wall, we would be running into an earthquake chasm area.
No, you are in the earthquake chasm area right now.
Oh, okay.
And the
Well.
wall, the stone and constructed wall above you is currently shaking from said
Oh, okay.
earthquake.
Yeah, I would probably just want to run the opposite direction of that. I don't know if that's where Ratscratch is running, but I will
We're
also
just
try to get
running
the
along
fuck
the
away
edge
from
of the
that.
wall as fast
You
as
cannot.
we can.
You can go along the edge of the wall, or you can go
Yes.
away from the wall out towards
The
No, I'm just
fields.
what I was saying was I just want to run away from here. So along the wall because that's where they can't really see us. So
But the wall's shaking. It might collapse. Like I think it's like.
well, it's fine.
Well, I would probably want to run away with the group, but my inclination is to run away from the wall in case it like crashes on us.
Okay, so who's going along the wall? Who's going away from it?
I guess we'll go along the wall. Is anybody slower than like 30 feet? Everybody here's
I'm
got a
pretty
30 feet at
slow.
least, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do.
I do not.
Well, I'm going to pick up Calla.
Excellent. Thank you.
Are you going to pick her up while also carrying the soul siphon?
I mean, I suppose I'll try.
I mean,
Okay.
worst case,
How
I
heavy
could
is
always
Calla?
carry her, but I'm already running.
Everybody make a dexterity saving throw, please. And Ryan, I saw you try and
I saw. Yeah, I tried. It didn't. It's not a
it
thing.
popped up. It is up, but I don't know. I think it actually is working. Oh, you canceled
Yeah.
your request.
I rolled a 17.
17 for me too. I don't understand the whole stream together thing. We'll have to
25.
try that out sometime soon. I don't know.
25. Damn.
19 plus 6.
Oh.
3.
Okay.
I got a 3.
Did I hear 2 3s going once, going twice?
No, I got 23.
23. So
You guys
1 3.
need to roll like balls. Thank you.
Let me make some rolls for our other people. Okay, Kaydren, you take off first, but the ground kind of lurches a little bit faster than you expected underneath of you. It seems that perhaps the earthquake's effects were not where you thought they were. You stumble a little bit, but manage to keep running forward from where you're at. And you guys get about 60 feet away, and it seems to be lessening as you're moving further away. You still hear the shouts above you, and can hear definite commotion, but beyond that, you can't really tell.
Are we still fairy fired?
Yes.
Damn it. So shiny.
Also using dash action, so doubling movement while we go.
Okay. I
How late?
assume all of you are doing that as well.
Yeah, except I'll try to not leave them behind, so I'll slow my pace a little bit.
A light jog for the monk.
To...
Well,
I'm taking out.
you are doubly burdened, so it's not as easy as it otherwise would be for you.
What time of day does it seem like it is, based on what we can?
Hard to say, except that it's nighttime.
Do we know where we're going? Other than just getting the fuck out?
We're trying to get along the edge of the wall now because we were going to run out through the fields because it wasn't an issue, but now we can't. So we
Okay.
have to
We're
figure
trying
out
to
a
get
different
back
way.
to that spire or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fastest way possible. But...
What's the spire?
The way back up. The crystal spire or whatever that we used to get down here.
Oh, are we still? Oh, we're still in the Underdark?
Hell yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh no. So we went up this. So we did go up a little bit, right? Because we followed the water. And we got to like a point. Okay. Have we been to these fields? Because didn't we come to some farms in the Underdark before, or was that on the surface?
We're, as far as I understand, we're near that town that we came in from, but
That's
it's still a ways away.
A couple
As
of
I
hours of
recall.
walking. Yep.
So we're about
Okay.
30 minutes away, if not longer, away from that town when we came in, and like there was the bazaar, and then there was like all the undead things that we had to fight.
That's what I was
Remember
thinking.
that?
That's the farm, and that's where we like regrouped because I think we had separated a bit, right? That's the
Yes,
farm area I
correct.
was thinking about, but it's not that same area.
You're not close to there right now.
No.
Do we have any sense of bearings, like through the time we've been in the Underdark, about where we might be in relation to those other places?
Well, we're along the edge of the researchers' walls, right? I mean, we're near that. We're right next to where their base was. So that's kind of like this
Yeah.
central area in that vicinity of this part of town.
So you haven't been to this area before because right outside of Beastspine, you got into the High Wizard Alarin's
Vehicle.
planar transport vehicle and detoured to Hell. And then when you came back from that adventure, you were in his Wizard's Tower. And so you haven't been to the outskirts of Dweller's Den yet. It looks similar to the area that you were kind of marching through on the way to Beastspine. Maybe slightly more built up, but it's still very much a farming, rural-looking area.
Is it less likely in an area like this for them to be privy to the fact that we are probably wanted and in trouble? Like, with it being more of the outskirts, is this like somewhat safer, so to speak? Like, I don't know if that would be like some kind of, oh, I don't know what kind of check that would be, but because we've gotten in a lot of trouble now, right? Like, but I feel like the guards and stuff, I don't know if they would have reached out to these outer city people about it.
Yeah, so this is one where you could take that gamble, right? How fast is word spread that you're being searched for, basically? You don't know, and there isn't really a way for you to know.
And I'll be real, they don't really know where we are or that we were even there. So
They just
right
know
now,
some.
all we did currently was trip an alarm.
Yeah.
Right? Like Nobody knew that we went in and picked up the soul siphon. Nobody knows that we left with the soul siphon. Nobody knows that we went down into the sewers and we're doing all that sort of stuff, right?
Are we in
Nobody
trouble
knows
though
that
with
we
the
were anywhere.
guard because
So
of
the
the
whole
whole
idea is
like?
to not get caught, so that way we don't have to explain anything.
Not the guard necessarily, but the researchers were aware that we were
That we
people of
were.
interest.
Yes, and they
Yeah,
were
The
okay.
chasing
guard,
us
not so
before.
much.
It's been a
Yeah.
couple of days, so like they don't know exactly where we are, you know. And not only that, but I don't know if they even know. They know that some of us are around. I mean, they were following us, so. But
Yeah, I mean, it's probably just the guard that, if anything, would have been wondering about us. Because remember, Chesto was like, "Oh, I'm pretty much dead now because I've helped you guys." So I'm assuming that there's a subsection of people who are looking for us, and they don't know where we are
yes,
per se. But
they were following us the whole time during our escapades in the fighting pits and stuff.
yeah, but I think we've probably lost them. Well, I don't know. I guess we would just keep trying to get to the surface. Is there anything we can gauge from what we see about how to keep moving
I'm
towards
hoping
the
we
right
can just
direction?
hug this wall, get away from that area because that's where the alarm is, right?
Mm-hmm.
We hug along the edge of the wall to get to the as far as we can get. That means they're all running down that way and we're running the opposite way. So
The other thing to consider, which you don't know for sure, but you can surmise that you set off an alarm trap. So the city guards are going to be responding to potentially people where they're not supposed to be, unrelated to, hey, this nefarious group wants to hunt you down potentially as well.
additionally, there's a giant earthquake happening back there, so that's a pretty good frickin' distraction right
Yeah,
now.
maybe be
for us to go
concerned
the
about
other way.
that. Yeah.
Well, let's just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But while we're going, I'll obviously just like try to, I don't know if it's, I don't think it's passive perception, but I'll just like,
You know, it'd be really good if we like slowed down and then we just did a pass without a trace and continued. But
I'm scared of casting spell.
if as long as it's away from the soul siphon doodle, it's fine.
I do have one more cast, or I have two. Yeah, I have
But
one
we
more
would have
second
to
level
we'd
spell.
have to have Wudao put the box away, run away from it, cast a spell, come back to the
Actually,
box, right?
it has an hour and a half. No. I think we are an hour duration, but I think I haven't recast it since we got out here.
You
so,
intentionally let it drop, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah,
Well,
actually,
it
it might. I
faded
mean,
out
it'll be an
from the first
hour,
time, but yeah.
and so an hour of being able to distance ourselves from here more discreetly isn't a terrible idea.
Correct.
You're still glowing though, right?
That it. We are. I don't know how Pass Without a Trace would overlap with Fairy Fire. Would it be? Do you know, Matthew?
Oh, for now, yeah. We have to wait until the fairy fire is gone first, for sure.
So it's not like they cancel each other out,
They do not.
but it's going to be, it might help somewhat.
Hmm. Well, I'd be okay with waiting. I mean, it's a +10 bonus to our stealth checks, and we don't leave tracks. So I can cast it, or we can wait to see when Fairy Fire falls off, but I don't really care.
It rings.
It rings. Stand by.
The alarms from the tower.
I'm gonna turn off my camera for a moment. Be right back.
I got a really nice jingle.
This is a pleasant alarm.
Well, shall we just keep going then until it wears off, and then I can Pass Without Trace so that it doesn't make it less useful?
Okay, you guys can travel around for a little while, see how things go. And, go ahead.
If it makes a difference because we're traveling for more than an hour, I have the natural explorer ability in the Underdark now. So
What does
can't
that
get
do?
lost. We can't become lost except by magical means. Difficult terrain does not slow our travel. If we're engaged in another activity, we can still remain alert to danger. And if I'm traveling alone, I can move stealthily at a normal pace.
Does that mean we're not lost
So
right
does
now?
that mean that all the other benefits apply to the whole party?
Yes.
Nice. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool, actually.
So
Does that mean we do know where we're going? Because we can't be lost here?
Yeah, I mean that's gonna prevent you from being disoriented.
Yay!
I'll let you say that gives you a vague indication that you're on the side of the city. Oh, did we lose Ryan?
No,
Oh,
I'm
he's
here.
back. He just
I'm
turned
here.
on his camera.
Yep.
It gives you a vague
again.
indication that you're on the side of the city right now that faces towards Beastspine. So you're
Yay!
able to locate a little bit, so you won't have to go around the city to go. Kind of what you expected, but it's nice now that you're out to get kind of a feel for things.
Sweet.
Yasi, were you going to make a perception check there?
Well, it was more of like a as we're going, just like now that we know that we've like triggered the alarm and that, we're kind of shiny, just making sure I don't see anyone like, like observing us, following us, noticing us in a bad way, just trying to be mindful.
Yeah, make a perception check. See if you can notice anybody at all first.
15.
So, you rightly paid the most attention to the top of the city wall as you run along under it, keeping an eye out for anybody popping their head over. You don't see anything like that. You do are able to pick out the sounds of heavy footfalls in the distance above you. 60 feet, not that long when we're talking about armored feet on pavement or stone. So you can hear them clanking, and from a 15, you can just kind of tell that they're running it the opposite direction from you. So you're running away from that entrance. They seem to be running towards that entrance.
I'll like let the group know that we're probably doing the right thing because it seems like we're all running in opposite directions. So,
Good news, everyone.
yay! We're getting away, and we know where we're going.
it's a first for us.
Hurrah.
We've done it.
Is our fairy fire fading, Matthew? Is it something that fades at all, like, or?
I'll let you keep on running for about another minute.
Mhm.
And as you do, you'll see at about that time that it starts to fade out.
Okay. Well, now that I feel like we're not really being that pursued, I'll probably preserve the spell because the indication from the footsteps suggested that they were not even following our direction.
You know what Pass Without a Trace does, correct?
It makes it so it can also hide our tracks. So if
Yeah,
we
it
don't
gets rid
want to
of our
get
tracks.
tracked, it might be a good idea to use it.
It's up to you.
Not
I'm just
not
making
near
sure
the
you
club
know about
life
both of
life,
those
but
benefits.
I did read
again.
it that like we get the thing and we're not possible to track. But I'm not super if they're going the opposite direction, then it'll take them some time to track us anyway. I'm wondering, can I like if we're just like slowing down a little bit or whatever, can you use like nature to try and create like deceptive tracks? Like like how if you're good at tracking people, you can also try and create like, false tracks to redirect someone who might be trying
Yep,
to chase them.
absolutely. Make a survival check to make a false trail is what it is.
25.
It's pretty difficult to do that, especially in the terrain that you're in. You're running on stone and not much else. But you do your best to create false trails that suggest you doubled back. You do your best to create false trails that lead off into the farm fields, and you do your best to try and hide the one that you're actually doing running along the wall. They're not incredibly complicated, but they might cause a few minutes of distraction if a tracker was behind you.
I'll take it.
I'm going to say that you guys kind of came to a stop at this point, since you told me you wanted to stop running when you fairy fire wore off. So what are your thoughts on what you might want to do next?
I mean, follow this wall until we get to somewhere that isn't a light on fire, and then assess to see if we can get across the river, maybe.
So you're running away from the river.
Oh.
if you want to, you can double back towards it and try and ford it, but that will put you directly under the spot that you came out
Yeah,
from.
no, that's fine.
And based on Calla's feat or trait or whatever, we were going towards the direction of the spire, right? Or the bee thing that you, what is it called?
Uh-oh, hold on.
Uh-oh.
My computer, come back to me.
Every time I hear an uh-oh, I've got this like PTSD that like something is wrong with my stream. So
It's
Not
not
again.
your
Oh,
stream.
Ryan, you're tweaking out.
It's not you, it's us.
It's me.
it's not me, it's you.
What is going on, computer? Okay. Sorry, I lost my complete train of thought as my computer just died right there.
I was just wondering, from what we like have a general bearing of where we are, we're going towards the location we want to go to, right? Which is
No.
No?
No.
Oh, I thought we were going towards it.
Nope. So, and I'm sorry that I don't have a better map for you to help out. But you can imagine that the city of Dweller's Den is in the center of a very large flat valley or basin. Spreading out all around Dweller's Den is basically the equivalent of farm fields.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few roads that lead to a couple of basically farming villages, one of which was Beast Spine, which you had crossed to before and stayed in. And then if you keep going along those roads past those farming villages, you'll get to the Wind or the Corkscrew, that road that goes up the side that eventually will lead back to the surface. So while you're on the side of Dweller's Den, that if you were to walk away from the city, you would walk towards that village approximately. By running along the city walls, you're not making any progress towards
Right.
the village. Does that make sense?
We
Mm-hmm.
don't care. We want to get on one of the inclines, presumably to get up, right? Like that's.
Yeah, and again, you're in the middle of the flat part.
Yeah. So
The
think about it
inclines
this
to
way:
get up are
we're
on the
here.
On the
edges.
far edge.
The cities are here.
Okay.
The spiral that we will go up to is out here, right?
So the wall
Exactly.
is like an inner wall, not that outer wall. That's like the.
Well, it's
Correct. It's the
Okay.
city walls of Dweller's Den.
correct. But we're just
Gotcha.
what we're trying
Very
to
much
do.
in the middle.
What we're trying to do is it's a circle, right? We set an alarm off out over here. We go around over here, then we can go out, right?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
hopefully make our way away from that spot, right?
So you have a couple of options. You can play it however you want to play it. You could go back into the city of Dweller's Den to try and find disguises or a new way out of the city. You can try and cross these farm fields in whatever manner you think you could to try and get away from the city. You could just run. You could, insert any number of solutions here, but you're
Yes.
trying to get away from where you are now.
Correct.
That's why we followed the sewage river trail, right, to get out to this part.
You
Right,
got it.
correct.
And then was our plan from here to just do it the old
Well,
school
we were
way,
just
right?
going to walk out into the farm fields because it didn't really matter. But now that we've tripped the alarm, now it matters. So that was the whole point, was we were actually out in the free and clear until we set off an earthquake, lit up a fairy fire, and tripped an alarm.
So was our original plan to like discreetly get out to the furthest out wall and then just climb up? And now it's just
we were just going to walk out into the farm fields and leave.
How
That's
would
all
we
we
have left
needed
through
to
the
do.
farm field though? We need to get to the surface, right?
Yeah.
To get to the surface, we have to go through the farm fields out to the outer. Okay, so we're here. We need to go out to the next ring out. Then we need to go out to where the spiral is, right? So we're in the dead center. Does that make sense?
I think I do follow. I'm just wondering that like our plan's still the same, right? Which is to go to the furthest outer ring of the city to climb up. Here, just ignore me. Just don't worry about it.
The spiral is not the city. Is not the spiral, if that makes sense. The city is a city in the very bottom of the basin of this thing, right? The way to get out is going to the edge of this basin, which we are in the center of, right?
I should. That's what I mean. I don't know if it's confusing. I'm saying city. Just I will follow everyone because I think our plan's the same, and I just don't want to confuse it further.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I'm good.
I mean, we just need to get to a point where it would be okay for us to leave the siphon next to the wall, walk 20 feet away, cast
Pass without
your
trace.
hide in shadows, right? And then sneak out through the farm fields, right? We will have to do that irregardless if we want to leave now. Otherwise, as Matt said, we could try to break back into the city. The problem is that the doorway we're in, it has people all over it. So good luck trying to get back in that, right?
Does it look like an hour's worth of traverse to get to the outer basin?
Okay. Check the D&D channel. Maybe this will help explain a little bit about
All right.
it.
I actually do understand that this is what it looks like. I think by just saying the outer part of the city, we kept like it made sense that people thought I was talking about the city. I just I meant like the outer circumference that you have drawn there.
Yeah. Well,
It's
he's
a-
saying it's 2 days. So
It's a
Yeah,
2
so if
days
it's
walk to get to the outer edge.
yeah.
and my thing is only going to give us an hour's worth of
Correct, but that gets us,
distance.
Yeah.
So
away
it's not
The
from
bad.
most
here.
dangerous part is probably the hour within
Closer
the
to the
city.
city.
Close to the
Yeah,
city.
that makes
Yes.
sense to me.
Yeah.
That works for me. I think we can do that. I mean, I can do that if we want to put the horn thing away for a brief moment.
I mean, I can walk
Put
far
it
enough
down
away
and let's
put
walk
it
20
down.
feet
Yeah.
away so you can
Yeah,
cast
and
a
I'll
spell.
just cast pass without trace again.
And you walked away from the siphon
Yes,
before doing so.
correct. Uh-huh.
We learned.
Okay, you are
For
now
once.
under the effects of pass without a trace and can act accordingly.
Cool.
Are we dispersing the flock at this time?
They've already dispersed.
So
Been
the flock
dispersed.
is only the disciple right now. The rest of the flock,
Oh, okay.
remember, split off into their little groups. They're
They're-
hoping to meet you at Beast
They're
Spine.
sleeper cells.
Yeah, your sleeper cells are meant to reconvene with you at Beast Spine. Dalaran is with you, and Disciple Hammer's Blow is with you.
Correct.
Okay. Any other spells? Otherwise, I'm going to go back and pick up the thing.
Hey Ratscratch, do you have any of those handy dandy invisibility spells? I'm not the stealthiest of people.
Yeah, I got a few. Wudao, get the fuck out of here.
No, we left it over at the wall.
Okay.
We're 20 feet along the edge of the wall. It's back behind us.
Who wants to be?
You can go get that wood out, and
Who
then
wants to be invisible?
I
I'll
will
go
need
stand
to
over
because
there
I
with
am
it.
not very effectively invisible.
Anybody else? I can do multiple.
I'm a stealthy motherfucker, so
Maybe let Hammer's Blow be invisible. We don't know his stealth capabilities.
Sir Blow,
Oh God.
come here.
Come hither.
He gleefully approaches you.
And I touch him on the forehead. I say, the bird is the word, and the word is... And I also touch Kaydren on the forehead. And the word is invisible. And I cast invisibility on both.
He... Not on yourself, though.
No, not on myself.
You hear kind of a satisfied sigh from him as he fades from your view. You're now concentrating on that spell.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Pass without a trace, remind me, is not a concentration spell?
I think it is.
It is.
It is.
Okay. So reminder to you that you are concentrating on that.
Mm-hmm.
shall we, friends?
Yes.
We shall.
We're gonna
We
stealth
need a
into the
stealth
weeds.
check. Group stealth check.
Into the weeds. Hey, I don't have to roll with disadvantage. How nice is that?
Dalaran rolled a 5.
Plus 10.
24.
I got 27.
Your invisible man, Hammer's Blow, rolled a nat 20.
All right.
My God.
And pass
Also-
without a trace
He's
is
30.
an
Hammers,
additional what?
we don't even
10?
hear him. Yeah, it's an additional 10.
Oh, I rolled a nat
36.
29.
11.
11 with the plus 10?
I rolled a nat 1.
Oh, natural 1 then. That's
Oh.
Neat.
there's no 11. Natural 1. It
You don't
doesn't.
get
You
to
can
add
you
your
can add a
plus 10
million to it. It's
bonus?
still 1.
So it depends. It depends on what you're doing. In some cases, nat ones are automatic failures, and others you do add in your benefits. For the
Wait, if
purposes.
I rolled a nat 1, do you get to add your stealth modifier?
Yeah. So sometimes it
Typically, yeah.
matters, sometimes it doesn't. So it's not like all nat ones are automatic failures and all nat 20s are automatic successes. Though in some cases that's what they mean. So it's a little bit complicated.
I
But
rolled a 1. Tell me what you want me to do with that number.
add your stealth modifier and tell me what it is.
With my stealth modifier, which includes my dex plus the plus 10 bonus, it's 13.
Okay. It's not the quietest or stealthiest exit from the wall that you've accomplished. There's a lot of you. There's a full 7 of you trying to cross through this field. The crops are not especially tall, but thankfully the field isn't fallow or barren right now, so you're able to cross into some slight undergrowth as you make your way out. The only person who's truly well hidden by the undergrowth is Calla and maybe Sir Hammersblow as the two of them slip away. Listening out, you don't hear any immediate reaction from the wall or any shouts of there they are, that sort of thing. You relax slightly as you get further away from the wall. Right now, you're crossing through essentially farm fields in the Underdark. You're not on a road. Calla is kind of guiding you as best as she can, having never been here before, but she has a good sense of where the road is and the way back to Beastspine. You guys probably have another couple hours of traveling. Is there anything you want to do? Otherwise, we will do a little fast travel here to get to Beastspine.
Nada.
Nah.
Okay. The thing as you approach Beastspine that's noticeable is that the crops are much taller, much like abundant all around. There's like a real sense of like overflow. And you remember that you had activated a kind of master sigil in the middle of the town when you played your crazy raucous music, and it basically created an overflowing food, and their farms are just doing extremely well, and it appears that effect is continuing on. The village seems to be happy and prosperous as you're approaching it. You don't see any sentries up in the tower. Remember, they've got like one kind of rickety watchtower. It's a little surprising to you since that they were dealt with various troubles. Really, what is only a few days ago, you think? So surprising they're being so haphazard or cavalier about their safety, but they seem to be. The people that you see from a distance seem to be very relaxed and happy, and you're well hidden in all of the farm fields as you approach. You can cross into the main city itself or village if you want to, or you can go around it if you would prefer.
Are there any checkpoints set up?
No checkpoints that you can see, though. Give me a perception check to see what you can see from kind of the edge of town here.
Perception. Okay. Oh, that actually rolled well. Perception 19.
So definitely no checkpoints, but when you stop and pause, you remember where the city village square is, which if you remember the last time you were here, they had some hastily constructed gallows.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, you can see that the market stands have been repaired. There's no indication that you can see, but you can see that there seems to be some sort of like daily market that seems to be setting up, as it is now the early morning as you have traveled basically through the remainder of the night. So maybe they don't set a watch at night, or maybe they bring them down during the day, but seems like everybody's really busy setting up this market. And from what you can see, all of the stands are just bustling, both with supplies to sell and with people to buy. So it's a very crowded city center. Far more people than you remember from the last time.
And this is the city that we said we were going to meet the rest of your flock at, right?
Yeah,
That is
if
what
they
you
make
told
it.
them. It's only
Just
been
don't make
about
it. Please don't make it.
6 to 8 hours since you told them that.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, that's not true. It took you a couple of hours to get through the sewer, so more like 10 to 12 hours since you dispersed them. What would you guys like to do?
Do you want to put up some of your bird is the word flyers, and you can
Yeah.
we can go take post at an inn for a little bit?
Yep.
Bird is
site
the
of the
word
bird.
flyers.
Yeah.
One of the bird's first miracles.
the writ
on
of
this
the
site.
writ of the bird.
Yes.
Or just like
When
calling
he
them
brought forth
flyers.
plenty to the land.
Yeah.
Where
I
it's
thought you were
where
gonna
the
say
word
like
flyer
the city
originated
was
from.
just like an absolute disaster because
Oh.
they
No, you
grew
guys
too
did
much
good
food,
for once.
and it's all just rotting in the streets. Like they can't get rid of it enough, and it's just like.
So
All
as you guys are
London.
making your way into
Team
town,
up.
some things are readily apparent. One, the Master Runestone, which is the sigil, which is basically the entire city village square, if you remember,
Mhm.
kind of spirals outward from the middle, is still faintly glowing green and kind of pulsing. So it seems to be activated and staying active. You see kind of up on a little ledge where the gallows were, but they left kind of a stage as sort of like an announcing area or master of ceremonies area. You see the mayor of the town, which you remember is a man named Brokenbeard. He Grenier Brokenbeard, and he seems to be happily directing people around. These are Dwagar, and they're very happy, and it's quite unusual. But you are happy to see it all around. The other oddity that happens as you walk in, Yasi, do you have your beast speech on all the time?
I just have it as like a
So
feature.
passively, if an animal were to talk to you, you would be able to understand.
Yes.
You hear 2 quick clops onto the stone work on the edge of town, and a hey!
Is it my friend?
It's your horse friend.
Oh boy.
It's your horse
Oh
friend.
my god,
Horsey.
I remember him. It was Horsey, right?
Well, that's what you called him.
That was his name, I think.
Sure.
Oh my gosh.
My name is
Give
Kunta
him a
Kinte,
huge
but he
hug. I've
calls me
missed
Horsey.
him. Horse
Will be now.
gesturingly have a nice conversation with him about how he is and what's been going on.
Horse gesturingly.
Well, because that's how we
Okay.
talk. It's like not words,
Are
I
you being
guess.
neighborly?
Always.
Oh my god.
Wow.
So he looks mostly as he did before, except much healthier. Gained a lot of weight since then. Seems a lot happier as well. You had fed him last time you were here because you were concerned about how they looked, and you had brushed them. They look much,
remember.
much better kept than they did at the time.
We had a sleepover. Just before we proceed, I'll just check with my friend Horsey on, whether any really interesting things have happened while we were gone, or if anyone's come through the town searching for a pack of travelers. Which they probably haven't, but just in case.
So it's hard for you to communicate that question the way that you want it to. Do you want to try a more simple question?
Oh, I'll just ask like anything interesting, and then the other thing I'd be like, anyone look for us? That's it. Like I don't know if that would be.
To
simple
them,
enough to
the
ask.
very much interesting thing is that there's plenty of food now, so they're happy
Okay.
about that.
I
They're
think
also
that's
happy that they're
interesting.
doing more work than they were doing before. They're pulling carts around. They've got messages. They're happy and healthy. As far as looking for you, it's a harder question because they don't really know what everybody else is doing,
Okay.
but nothing overt.
Okay. Well, I definitely, have some nice, pleasant conversation with him.
Okay.
And I give him some hardtack.
Okay. He eats it, though maybe not as happily as he would have done once upon a
I
time.
see now. We forgot where we came from. That's fine.
Forgot where he came from. That's right.
I'm just happy to see him.
What else would anybody like to do here?
The people here like us, right? Like we've curried good favor here.
Yeah, very much so.
Are you
You
tired?
fought
Do
off
we need a rest?
You are very tired. You didn't
Okay.
sleep, and you have marched through the night.
No, I'm sure we could rest while we wait for the rest of your flock to arrive.
Oh, we don't need to wait. I can give them directions via other means.
Other
What
sleeper
what
cells.
just happened to you there?
Means. It's like three. There was like three different words I was trying to say at the same time. It happens. It's common among Genku. Don't.
It happens to all the birds out there. Yeah, I'll let you guys discuss what you want to do at this point.
I mean,
I'm
I said we
definitely
can just
tired.
get us like an inn
We
or
could take a
something.
chill.
And...
Where
Yeah.
Bar? Somebody said pub?
drinks?
They have one inn, which
What, shots?
you guys have experienced well, and Ratscratch has performed at, which is what caused the city sigil to light up in the
Revival.
first place.
Yes.
So
We could walk in and I could be
what's our
like,
plan with this
"Yo."
With the box?
Yeah.
I thought Thalorin was going to take it, but you know.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking is he's safe here, right?
Yes.
We could leave this and him here, or if he's an archmage.
Depends on if the researchers are still trying to murder him or not, but
I'm gonna look at him.
He looks up from his notes. What? Did you say something to me, Master Monk?
Are you safe here?
You genuinely see him look up in a bit of surprise to try and figure out where he is now.
Here is.
I suppose. Why wouldn't I be safe here?
Because the researchers are going to want to find you and murder you.
Right.
An accurate description.
am aware of that problem with my order. We're not especially far from Dweller's Den right now. But I'm not without tricks. But I can't use them in the presence of the artifact.
Nope.
No, Master Monk, I don't think that this would be safe enough for me.
Fair enough. Hoist. I will continue to do reps with
Mr.
the
Monk,
artifact.
have you considered remaining in my employment to carry out
heavy things,
valuable duties, and protection, and of course carrying things? Yes.
I'm previously contracted to a much more insistent employer. Sorry.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with his boss if I were you. I don't know. Throwing it out there.
Well, if it's a matter of gold, Sir Monk, that's
No, it's not.
I'm sure I can
Did you
buy
say
you out of
skulls?
whatever trivial contracts that you have.
Did you say
I mean, if you want to make a trade of equivalent value, you should probably go for that.
Oh, you work for a woman. That sounds lovely.
In the loosest of terms.
Not.
A loose woman, right? I've met one of those or two in my time. Sure,
Yeah,
we
you
can have
have.
a conversation. Yeah, you know what? I would love to meet your employer and discuss terms sometime.
No, you don't.
Uh,
It's a foul demon of the 9 hells. I
That
highly
is
suggest
no
that
way
you
to
not.
speak about a loose woman,
I
Kaydren.
figure that's where
While
that
we
was
may
gonna
not
go.
approve of them, we don't have to use such evil language.
Can I
Find out
use
for
her?
yourself.
I'm just gonna use her. Oh God, I don't wanna. I'm gonna invoke that creature's name and just be like, "That's who I'm talking about. It is that he is cursed by that monster."
I just wouldn't say it 2 more times if just
True.
killing time.
Beetlejuice,
Yeah.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
You are going to say Zariel's name?
Say half of it and then sneeze the rest.
I'll hint at the name of that creature for him to understand what that is.
My boy, did you pick up an illness in our flight through the sewer? You seem to be coughing and sneezing more than usual. I'm sure I've got a potion or something around here. Perhaps I could cast a spell for you.
No, we're in the presence of the artifact.
Oh, right you are. Back to work then. Back to work. I'm gonna grab a soda. Be right back.
I will continue doing reps with the artifact.
Yank ups, if you will.
Do some yank ups with the artifact.
This is when the AI parses and says, "At this point, the crew discussed at great length nothing."
I have some specific instructions in there for it to ignore our silly stuff.
Oh, darn it.
Well, I'm definitely really tired. I've used a lot of my spells. I would like to go sleepy in my shed with my horse friends.
Oh, I forgot you slept in the stables.
She did.
Okay. You go do that.
So I feel like that's what I would tell the group is that I need some resties. I'm gonna go catch up with my friends in the shed. That's where they can find me if they need me.
I also have need, but of a beverage.
Yeah, let's
Yasi,
go, Calla.
Yasi
I'm
takes
already
the
on my way.
horse.
I follow
and
Calla.
They retire to the stables. Ratscratch, Calla make their way towards the inn. Wudao, Kaydren, anything you want to do? By the way, it is the bright early morning right now, just as a time reference for all of you.
My favorite time to drink.
Oh shit! I was trying to get sleeps, but I guess we missed the.
You can sleep, absolutely. I'm
It's
just
weird,
giving
my
you a
sleep
reference for
schedule's
everybody
fucked
that
up
you
now.
see. Yeah.
So I just get morning drinks. Do they have like
Mimosas.
mimosas, Bloody Marys?
I can
they
certainly
have
put some blood
mimosas in
into
the-
your ale if you
No,
would
no,
like,
no, no, no,
Mr.
no,
Clark.
no. Tomato juice, make it
Ugh.
spicy, and a little bit of like celery, and then some sort of strong
Sliders,
clear
pickles.
liquid, some hamburgers, a couple of pizza slices.
You
just have an
introduced the
ale.
concept of a hungover brunch to
Yeah.
the Underdark. A concept which will revolutionize the way the Dwagar society reacts for
Absolutely, 100%. It
centuries
is.
to come. But yes, you sit down for a lengthy culinary and beverage discussion with the bartender, who is accommodating of the strange surfacers who have saved her village, more so than most would be. You end up with a fairly standard breakfast and quite a bit of ale.
Fantastic.
Actually,
With
since
standard
it's
breakfast.
hopefully a good one. Since it is early and we do have nice friendliness with these people, and it seems like not everyone's going to sleep right away. Is there like a shop? I mean, it's kind of a. There was a bazaar here, right? But I
Yeah,
also feel
less of
like
a shop and
it's in
more
the
of a
middle of
farmer's
nowhere.
market. So
Oh.
You could browse around, see if you can find wares that you're looking for, but it's essentially a farmer's market. You might be able to find crafts, you might be able to find simple weapons or a general store if you were to look, but the only shops that you've seen so far are the kind of stalls of a farmer's market.
Do they have organic healing potions? Locally grown, locally brewed?
Vegan.
They might
Oh,
have
yeah.
some
With
herbal
extract of
medicine for you if
hardtack?
you wanted to go look.
Yeah, maybe I'll pick some of that up before I go to bed. But I'm gonna try and haggle it because I'll remind
Well,
them that we
first
saved
you
them
want to
from
see where you
undead.
can find it. What are you looking for?
Healing potions. I mean, they're not gonna have like anything fancy since it's just a little town, but I feel like they might have medicines.
So the market itself is primarily foodstuffs, and then you do catch, as is pretty common, especially in the Underdark. A lot of it is bartering of goods, not direct payments.
Oh,
So
I have
there
things.
are some people that have come from either Dweller's Den or from one of the other villages that have brought some goods to use as a trade. So you could potentially trade with one of them as well. It looks to be primarily things that are made at forges or in the bigger population centers. So you see a lot of like farming instruments that are well crafted and a lot of silverware and things like that where it's useful for the village and things that you would expect to trade, but not so valuable that you couldn't trade it for food. So they're
I
kind
don't
of
care
doing
about
like
those things.
exchanges. There are plenty of people with carts that seem to be loading up on food. Loading up on food right now.
Okay. I don't really want food.
You do
I have
notice a
hardtack.
small general store away from the market, but on the village square.
Okay. I will peruse it. What kind of stuff does it have?
You make your way in. It's not a especially big place. There are a couple of vials, a couple of bags, what look to be some daggers, kind of a basic general store that you might expect. So if you're looking for any items in particular, you can ask, or you can see what the shop tender might have.
I'm just gonna ask if they have any like healing potions, antidotes, very basic wellness medicines, because I don't have any specific item I'm gonna be looking for.
I've got a couple of healing potions for you.
How much are
they? Down here, healing potions are far more expensive than they are up on the surface, or so I'm told. They normally run for about 200 gold here a piece.
I make that face when he says that because I'm surprised at how expensive
But
they are.
I know how much you've done for us and how much we've prospered. In fact, my own store is running low on goods because everybody seems to have money and goods to purchase with.
Yeah, I'm
so I
like,
could
even
part
the
with
horses
them.
don't want hardtack anymore, so I know y'all are doing well. Thanks.
I could part with them for 150 gold a piece.
Oh my god, I don't have that. I couldn't even get close to that. I'll be like, you know what? Y'all obviously aren't that grateful here.
Is there anything you might want to trade?
Oh my.
I say, what about the fact that you're surviving? I thought that would be a sufficient trade for you, that your family is fed, and that your horses are fed.
Cut to Calla and Ratscratch real quick. I sure hope Yasi isn't being a jerk.
I'm not the one being a jerk. They're being a jerk. They would have died to like undead zombies, and now they're like,
threatening them with blackmail. It's fine. Something.
I mean, it's just they're Catholic. I'm trying to trigger their Catholic guilt a little bit.
Sounds like you're threatening their lives.
You might be able to sweet talk them a little bit.
But the thing is, sweet talk requires sweet. What you're doing is sour talking them. You're bitter talking them.
This is no bumbly shopkeeper who's led a shelter life. This is a Dwagar of the Underdark. This isn't the first threat they've survived or the first time they've dealt with something terrible, and he does not respond well to the language and tone that you're using.
I just tell him, you better hope that nothing, or comes out from the graves tonight. Because I'll remember this, and then I'll walk away, and I'm gonna go take a nap now.
Wow.
In game.
Wow. You use the it'd be a shame if something happened to you. Damn.
Which now if something happens, they're gonna blame me and be
Did
like,
you ask
she
to
doesn't.
see his manager first? I mean,
God damn.
No, because no manager would hire, no reasonable manager would have hired someone like him anyway. All right, consider me going to sleep now. I need to get rest and get my spell slots back. Goodbye. I bitch about him to the horse, so I'm like, dude, next time you see that guy, if you could just trample him a little bit, kick him in the butt,
Kick him in the fucking
do me a
chest.
solid,
Oh, Jesus
right in the
Christ.
balls. And the horsey's like, you got it, bro.
Wow.
Right? Right?
As you're leaving the shop, you notice something.
What?
Some of the people loading up of the closest cart with crates full of food have tattoos of spiders on them.
Oh.
Seems fine. I wouldn't worry about it.
They're loading up crates of food?
Mm-hmm.
I use my nature check. Is that really food? Is there something up with that food?
You want to examine the food?
Yeah, I'll just go up and be like, wow, these are some really robust pineapples or whatever, and then actually see if there's something shady about the food. I've seen a lot of food. Maybe.
but not a lot of spider tattoos.
You can make a nature check if you want.
Good. I will.
Or you can make an investigation check to
no,
see
my
if
nature
there's
check
anything
that.
obvious.
Oh my god. Why? 13.
Seems to be food. You're not especially well versed in the crops of the Underdark, but this looks pretty similar to the stuff that you've seen everywhere else.
Do they look like farmers? Like, do they look like they should even be
No.
trading in food?
Well,
Are Kaydren and
they seem to be
Wudao?
buying the food,
Oh, they're
not
buying
selling
food.
the food. They're loading up a cart full of food.
What are they
With
paying
crates full
for the
of
food with?
You didn't see. It looks like the payment has already occurred as they're loading up their purchases.
How many of them are there?
3.
And they have spider tattoos?
That's what you've noticed.
But
Yep.
they're not even hiding? They're just like on their hands?
Well, they're not showing off and they're not hiding necessarily, but they're doing some heavy lifting of crates and it's kind of shuffling some of their robes around a bit. So you've seen it exposed as a result of that.
Are Wudao and Kaydren anywhere nearby? I know Calla and Ratscratch are boozing it up, so they're probably inside somewhere, but.
I got a room is where I would have
Oh,
been.
you got a room.
Yup.
And Wudao's just like lifting the
I'm hanging
siphon.
out where
The room is given to you for free, Kaydren.
Oh, wonderful. I appreciate that. Well, I will tip them. Ooh, you know what? Thank you. But I'd also like to be off the registry if possible, and I will tip them 5 gold.
The bartender who you met last time, whose name is Broadrum or Broaddrum, depending on how you pronounce it, winks at you a little bit and says, "We don't keep a registry."
Well, regardless, I'd like to stay off of any mention.
The wink was strangely suggestive, Kaydren.
Oh.
Oh.
It's the boyfriend.
Well, I appreciate that.
Kaydren has an admirer.
That's okay.
That's great.
Ratscratch, you see this wink and exchange happen basically in front of you as Kaydren heads to his room.
How come no one ever winks at you like that, Bird?
I don't know. It's really disappointing. I wish.
That was so sad.
I pat your shoulder. Push your beard toward you.
Maybe you can wing woman for him, pun intended, because he's a bird, at the bar.
Or we could just go to bed.
That's true.
Wudao, what are you up to right now?
I'm just hanging out with Darren wherever he is. You know, assuming.
Oh, Thalarin?
Yeah, it's at Thalarin. Letting him do his thing, keeping him safe, keeping an eye out.
He's sort of wandering around the market. at first, it seems kind of aimless, and actually make an intelligence check to see if you can figure out what he's doing.
Sure. I'm so smart. 11.
You can't tell exactly what he's doing, but after a few minutes, you feel a little bit of sense of satisfaction as you realize you've been walking around the pattern of the sigil. He stops occasionally to ask you what's going on.
I believe we are taking a rest before we continue.
Okay. Do you want to try putting the box down here?
Okay. Shut down.
There's kind of a faint hum that it becomes audible as it gets closer to the sigil on the ground.
No.
Thalorin appears to take notes and is pretty interested in what's happening.
Okay. Take a few steps back and let him do his thing.
The crowd mills about, a little confused, but a little bit, amused to see this very old gentleman seemingly take notes about a hobo's box on the ground as a large half-orc monk observes him do so.
Wait, question. Can I see this happening, like where I'm standing? Is this whole situation visible at all?
Yeah, by this point, as you come out of the shop, he's going to be in front of you, and Wudao, quite easy to pick out across a crowd of Dwagar.
Well, my question is like, was it an open market or was it like when I was like in a closed store space where those
So they are the three Dwagar loading up the crates.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the main farmers market area. They seem to have bought food from a stall and are loading it up.
And they can't see Wudao and from where they are.
They most definitely can. Wudao is a half-orc, and these are Dwagar.
Are
He's
they
nearly
looking?
twice as tall of them.
Well, are these dudes watching as this guy's like near the sigil, Thalorin, who's like doing whatever he's doing?
Make an insight check just to see if you can see if they're, hiding their intentions.
19.
It seems okay. They seem to be really just truly loading up food.
Okay.
It looks like they're going to be loading it up for quite a bit, too.
Oh, they are going to be loading it up for quite a bit. That much?
Yeah, they've got a decent-sized cart, and they are buying a lot. Far more than 3 could ever consume.
Can I walk up to them and just be like, I am quite the fan. What? Can you hold on? Anyway, I'm gonna walk up to him.
I just noticed what Ryan did for your class.
And name.
On the stream.
And name.
Oh my god. I didn't even ask to talk to the supervisor. I was really nice. Well, I was so nice. Whatever.
I threatened his family in existence, but in a nice way.
I saved him, so I really just net neutraled by being a
so
bitch
I can
to
murder him. It's fine.
I hope
It's
nothing
pronounced-
happens to you in your sleep.
Nice shop here. Sure would be a shame if something happened to it.
Well, this guy hasn't been trying to like rip me off yet, but I'm gonna go up to the people loading up the fruits and veg whatever and be like, I too am a culinary master. I've created many a concoctions using the simple ingredient of even hardtack.
What's
I once
hardtack made out of?
Rice and wheat and water. And They don't ask me that, so it doesn't matter.
Okay,
Now I
yeah.
say, and I'm not lying because I truly believe I'm like a culinary
I sprinkled some salt on a hardtack once. It was great.
sophisticon. That's exactly what I mean, though. I'm like, I've
So
done all these different like hardtack combinations, and I once like made some. Oh, remember I
Different
used like
eyeballs.
spider guts to make
Yeah.
hardtack more moistury instead of just being
Yeah.
dry. And so I
moisture.
approached them, and I'm like,
Mhm.
you know, and like this is quite a bit of like ingredient for just the three of you. You gotta buy these shopkeepers out of all their produce. Is there a big cooking competition going on? What's going on? Maybe I want to sign up, you know? Is there a chopped kitchen nearby?
Boiled
Top chef?
hardtack gumbo, hardtack stew, hardtack on
Yeah. Smash them, mash them, put them in a stew.
hardtack and
I mean,
grits,
Hardtack
hardtack.
can make you blue in the face.
Yasi was
Okay.
born in a forest, so maybe she's got the Forrest Gump.
It's Yasi.
You
vibe.
know,
No.
I had to
Yasi
make
was my very
do
best good
with
friend. Could
random forest ingredients, so I do have some culinary propensities.
I hate you guys. What languages do you speak, Yasi?
Forest.
Chefs. Cheferism.
Let me
speaks about the
recall. She speaks human.
And
She speaks
something
common,
awful like
common,
Hold on, I speak
druidic,
grung.
and
Grung.
and
Yeah.
frog. Yeah.
And
They respond to you in a language you don't understand.
hold on, I speak some other things. I think I speak Draconic. No, I don't.
I
That'd be
speak
crazy.
Draconic.
That's you. Hold on, let me just
But
make
But you
sure.
hate to do it.
I
They're
hate to
speaking
do it.
Undercommon, which we've
I'm bad
established
listening
many
about it.
times. None of us speak.
The one thing we need to be able to speak.
Yeah. The most common language down here that none of us speak.
I mean, technically, Ratscratch could speak it. He just wouldn't know what
He
he's
just doesn't
saying.
know what it means. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I speak Sylvan
Yes. That's
and
right.
Okay.
and
Elvish
Druidic and
language.
Grung and Common.
The
You
language of the forest.
have been fortunate thus far that most of the people you've interacted with from Dweller's Den, unlike most denizens of the Underdark, can also speak Common. It appears that the three you've approached in this village with these tattoos either intentionally are misunderstanding you or are replying in Undercommon because that's all they know how to speak.
I want to do an insight check to see if that's which one of the two it seems like they're doing.
Go ahead.
Ooh, 23. Wait. No, 22. 22.
They seem genuinely confused about what you're saying and indicating to them. And you don't catch any of the what would otherwise be potential giveaways like a half smirk or slight understanding in their eyes as you spoke. Seems like there's a genuine language barrier with them.
Okay. Well, I'll just be sad that I couldn't get in with them to figure out what's going on. Sad. Maybe they're just, I guess the followers of, Lolth also need to eat.
Slightly maybe misunderstanding you as you turn to walk away. One of them reaches into a food barrel and offers you some sort of fruit. It's slightly purplish in color.
Is it ripe? Does it seem like a fruit I would know to be poisonous?
Can you squeeze it? Is it ripe?
Have I seen this fruit before? Do I know this fruit?
You don't recognize the fruit. There's no indication that it is bad or not bad.
I take it and I trade a hardtack for it. I offer him a hardtack in exchange.
There's a definite weirdness to the acceptance, but seems to accept your hardtack.
And I will like bow and say thank you in a typically universally understood kind of gratitude gesture.
And now you are eternally bonded.
Yeah, we're besties. I'm leaving our party to join them now.
They kind of wave half-heartedly at you and turn back to you.
That was very weird
Give them the finger
interaction
guns.
to have. Yeah, I will give it. That's actually a great idea. Thank you. I will do that. And I'll be like, well, I'll just ask the shopkeeper about these weirdos later because they're going to take like 8 hours to load up this produce. And I'll go hang out with Wudao and Thalrin for a second while they're doing whatever the fuck they're doing.
Okay. Kaydren, are you going to sleep right away, or what are you doing in your room?
I'm going to set up some incense and pray to my deity in the shadows depths of this hell. That is the Underdark.
Noted. Praying for anything in particular, or just communing?
For a communing mostly, but for
Absolution.
yeah, right. I want Wudao to just explode. That would be good.
Useful.
Seeing as
No.
he's made a deal
Be
with the
careful
devil.
what you wish for.
And then just for the a light to guide the way.
Okay.
That's all. Nothing huge.
Just sort of a daily devotion. I like it.
Mhm.
Ratscratch, Calla, continuing to drink, or
More
can you do
drinking.
anything else while you're in the village?
No, just some.
Drink, but I'm gonna head up to bed soon because I'm tired. My little legs are tired.
I practice winking at people. Just to
I
see if-
immediately go to bed as soon as
Bartender
that
wink.
starts. I leave as soon
I
as
got news for you, Ratscratch. Birds really don't blink.
No,
I was
no,
gonna say,
it's
like,
just.
as a bird, it's like because the like we only see one side of your head at a time anyway, right?
yeah, I leave him as soon as that starts.
You just lean into the side.
Wait,
You
Calla,
know,
Calla.
please describe this behavior to me.
Wait, Calla, does it work?
I wink at you and I say, "It sure does," and I leave. I give you the finger guns and I leave.
There's a couple of other people eating breakfast in the tavern. Are you winking at them in particular, or just winking?
I'm just winking.
Okay.
It could be just misconstrued as regular bird behavior if they knew what regular bird
I said
behavior
burp.
was.
Burp behavior, and I was like,
Burp
what?
behavior.
Burb.
Burb.
Herb.
No, I head off. I head
quite
off to
odd.
bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
You head up to bed as
Your
well.
eye hurts. It's like twitching.
Yeah, that's too much. That was.
Kaydren, Yasi / Wudao. What would you like to do? Oh, Ratscratch, disciple Hammersblow, follows behind you.
Uh
Are you guys gonna sleep together?
Oh, maybe you do have a partner in.
huh.
Maybe.
No.
That's what all the cult leaders do. You
Uh.
couldn't be a cult leader if you didn't, take advantage of your
That's
followers.
not the type of cult.
Consolidate the cult.
How many
This
episodes are we away
is-
from the Jamestown episode? Just wondering.
Yeah, that's
One and
not
a
the
half?
that's not the
Now
type
we
of
are.
At least one more.
cult this is. Sir
Those cults.
Sir Blow of Hammers.
You wanna blow his hammer?
Damn.
Oh my.
Perhaps you could stand sentry outside my room and prevent non-believers from entering.
Only the believers can enter.
Only the believers.
The bird is the word.
The bird is the word, and I
Are
give
they
him
called
a.
birdivers?
Master Bird, in order to serve the bird, surely I must also sleep at some point as well.
Oh, yes.
When should I do that?
Actually,
please use your wings to guide me.
you take first rest. I'll stay here, and I give him the key to my room, and I continue to drink.
Oh. Gives him
Okay,
the key
so
to the room.
unfortunately, there's only about 4 rooms in this inn completely, and they're kind of bunk rooms, so there are
Okay.
multiple beds or rather sleeping spots on the floor. You have one room via Kaydren and no further. So
Oh,
if you want to purchase or get more rooms, you would need to do so.
barkeep. I need a room for my followers to stay in. This bird prefers to sleep alone. Do you have any?
Certainly, I have got 2 more rooms that are available.
I would like to purchase one, please.
I already gave your traveling companion a room for free, but I can't give away the whole inn.
I understand, yes.
It will be 1 silver for the entire room.
Okay.
But a
I
potion is 150 gold. Okay.
I hand over
Is that all?
1 silver.
The
Is
room
that
is
about
yours.
all you have? Because as
That
I
is
recall,
pretty
you
much
lost all your money
What
all
and
I
happened to
everything
your
have.
at the same
money?
time.
Ratscratch, what happened to
It
your
keeps getting stolen.
money? Weird, who stole it
Remember that
from you?
huge chest full of gold that we
I
left
had
behind?
so
You
much
guys
Mhm.
gold.
remember
I don't want to talk
Yeah.
about it.
that?
You should have put it in your bag of holding.
I also
Oh,
don't want to talk about it.
burn.
And
Sick
then
burn.
exploded.
I don't want to talk about that either.
Sick.
Wait, does he even have gear? Did that not just detonate his entire bag of stuff?
I didn't put
It
anything
injured
in
him a
the
lot,
bag of
and it
holding yet.
detonated everything that was in the bag of holding.
I
It
didn't.
ejected a large majority of it into his face, but no, he did not lose any of his
Gotcha.
gear previously.
Well, if I see Wudao and Thalrin out there, I'm gonna let them know, like, hey, maybe let's not activate the sigil by these runes right by what looks like some Lolth worshippers in there.
I mean, the sigil's been active this whole time since we
But
were
with
here
this
last.
fancy siphon,
If anything, I think the siphon will either turn it off or,
oh
start
my gosh,
causing crazy. I
what
mean,
if someone
you know,
casts like a normal baby spell just for like
I'm
random?
assuming the archmage knows what he's doing. I mean, he's way smarter than me.
All right, well, I'll let them know that I did see those Lolth worshippers and that he's kind of trancy and that he should be careful.
Do I see those guys that now that she points them out?
I'll point them
Yeah,
out to
definitely.
Are they like scoping us out at all?
You can make an investigation or perception, your choice.
Perception is based on wisdom. That's better for me. Let's see. Well, how about that? 12.
No, they seem focused on the task at hand.
Though I do tell Wuda that they're getting way too much food for what I think would be normal. It's an unusual amount of
Shaming
food.
them. Damn.
Well, I mean, it seems
shaming.
like everybody around here is getting way too much food than normal because of the thing,
What thing?
the sigil.
Oh,
That's the whole thing. There's a it makes food.
Oh no, we've never left the two of them alone in a conversation.
I
This
did
may
not
never
know that.
end.
I had no
As you
idea.
recall, too, Yasi thought that Wudao was in love with her too. So
The
We
food
all
it makes
did.
it
Wasn't
makes
Still
it,
food.
right?
does.
Hey, I'll be like, are you asking me out for dinner or breakfast? All this food. No, I'm just kidding. I don't really think that. But I'll be reminded that the sigil
You
makes
always
food,
eat
which
food
I did
together.
not
Don't worry about
remember.
it.
But they're buying a lot of food, which is a little different than selling a lot, like having a bunch to sell.
I mean, I'm assuming
I
this
don't know
is
if
where the
that.
food is, so people come here to get it. I don't know.
That might be true. Maybe there's nothing to it. But it's like, y'all just be careful. They're over there. I'm gonna go sleep with my friends now.
By friends, you mean horses.
Damn straight.
Gonna go
Okay,
buy some
you
beer for
retire.
her.
It looks like that was fast and early. It looks like the market is picking up right now, so this would be a good time to leave the square if you wanted to do so. Thalarin seems to be pretty distracted, but also pretty tired at this point. He's mumbling more to himself, and more than once you catch the beginnings of a fleck of magic, and then sort of a half chuckle under his breath, like, "Whoa, that could have been bad."
Maybe it's time to rest.
He looks up at you. Um, I believe you're right, Master Monk. If you would, and he gestures at the soul siphon.
Of course.
You guys head back. Did you buy 2 rooms, Ratscratch, or just one for your follower?
I just bought one for my follower.
Calla, did you buy a second room, or did you retire to the room that Kaydren's in?
I got my own room.
Okay, that's all of the rooms that are available. So you're going to have to figure out where people go from this point. Wudao and Ratscratch need to pick a spot to go.
You said they were double bunks, or
There's actually quite a bit. There's like it's designed to be like many people can sleep in the same room. You're buying out the whole room.
Like a
Yeah.
hostile situation.
like a hostel.
Exactly.
Okay. I'll just.
This is a small village that doesn't entertain a lot of folks overnight, but if that does, they're usually traveling in groups, so that's why they configured it the way they did.
I'll just go in the room with my follower then. Not in that way! Not in that way!
Who is the big spoon?
And he says
Who
it's
is the
not that
little-
kind of cult. Mhm.
It's just a spooning cult.
In an entirely different bed!
You
Right
find
next to his bed.
Sir Hammersblow performing some sort of ritual as he's getting ready for bed.
He's like making up his own rituals now.
Well, you have performed one sermon prior to bed for the flock before, so he's doing his best to replicate that.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh my
He looks
God.
up both expectantly and gratefully when you come into the room.
Ooh, expectantly. What is
Is
Sir.
it time for the word of the bird?
The word of the bird is it's late and the bird is tired. The bird must sleep.
He looks a little crestfallen, but nods and climbs
Not
into his
to
throne.
worry, the word will be heard
Heard.
tomorrow. On the morrow.
Wings of sleep and rested and
Do you have to get 20 winks?
stuff.
20 blinks.
I gotta get in 20 blanks.
Sir Hammersblow says, the word of the bird is mysterious indeed.
Indeed.
On tomorrow's winds.
Yes. Yes. On the morrow,
You notice he
Sir
doesn't take
Hammersblow.
off his, for lack of a better word, religious zealot military uniform.
Oh,
he's
okay,
adopted.
good.
Yeah, so the two of you are asleep. Calla is asleep in her own room. Kaydren finishes his ritual, prepares for sleep. Wudao, anything you want to do?
No, I'm more or less just kind of making sure that nobody comes along and scoops up this man because he seems oblivious to everything around him.
Where are you going to take Thalarin and yourself? Which of the three rooms?
Or don't forget the
I'm assuming
the
whichever.
stable.
No, not the stable. I'm assuming I'm going to go to whichever one is first in the hallway. I'm just gonna.
You stop in and
I see
find
party
Kaydren getting
members
ready for
walking
bed.
into all of them. I'm just like, which one?
The room that Kaydren has chosen.
Oh, I walk into Kaydren like secretly praying that I explode. Awkward.
and then bring along the artifacts which might actually effectuate the said explosion.
Matthew, before bedtime, can I have some pillow talk with Horsey and just ask him if he's been seeing a bunch of people with spiders?
And you
Spideys on their
think
head?
my situation is weird?
Yeah, that's
Why do you think I got my own room, people?
No, I'm like
Oh,
laying
my.
on Horsey's like little back butt side, not like on the butt, but like on that back side of the butt. And I'm like running my fingers through his little hair and just like, and I'm just like,
flank.
so yeah, his flank, thank you.
You're,
I'm like,
you're,
so
you're
Horsey.
caressing
Are
his.
you spanking the flank?
No,
you're-
it's like
you're
two
caressing his
girls
outer
having a
thigh?
sleepover.
Weird.
I'm like braiding his tail while I sleep.
You laid
And we're
on
having
top
a
of
this
his
pillow
butt
talk.
at
for what it's
sleepover?
worth.
Yeah, it's just a
You did
ritual.
We made fun of
braid
it last
the
time.
hair of the
too.
mains
We
last
made
Yeah.
fun of it last time too.
And so I'm like falling asleep, but I'm having a little pillow talk. I'm like, so Horsey, you see many spider hand people in city?
Yay.
What are they?
He's one of
Weird
them.
or pretty normal?
Normal.
I'm like, okay, sweet dreams. And then I
He's one of the
He
spider.
curls
Oh.
up next to you.
He also has a spider tattoo.
Yeah.
And then I
Branded,
asked
he's got
him
like
if
the
he
brand on flank.
I asked if he wants to run away with us.
No, food and happy
Okay.
here.
I get it.
Run away with me, little horse.
All right, we'll have you guys all go to sleep here. It'll be a good stopping point for the evening.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna set the artifact down about as far away from the beds as possible. You know, given how it affected sleeping people before. You know, just
Oh,
in
good
case.
point. Thank goodness you have the artifact.
you put a
You know, just in
responsible
case.
person in charge of the artifact.
I don't know how responsible Wudao is. I don't know if I agree with that assessment, but yeah, I mean, in some ways.
Acting in what he believes to be the best of his intentions, cautiously trusting the wizard who's the expert on the artifact. All right, guys. Well, thanks for playing today.
All right.
Now I'm
Are we-
actually sleepy. That was
Are we good for next week?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
As long as there's not too much horsing around.
Yay.
he's my main squeeze. Get it?
Your main.
Main.
You're a horse
You're gonna
girl.
hoof it
now.
over to his house later.
You
Well,
gonna...
boo this conversation.
No, I was gonna see if he would let us ride him out of the city, or of
All of
you
us.
know.
no, just you. That's all you. Go for
No,
it.
I was gonna turn into a horse, and then he would be a horse, and then we would just be horse buds, and
A horse, of course, of course.
y'all could sit
You
on
should
us.
really rein in your plans.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Toodaloo.
See you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.